Pussy, 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 marijuana. Pussy, 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 marijuana. Pussy, 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 marijuana. Pussy, pussy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Arguments podcast, the special draft lottery edition. That was Andy Milonakis with the big hit, Pussy, 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 Marijuana, a YouTube sensation, that guy, Andy Milonakis.
Look that up. Well, well worth a listen.
Yeah,
well worth a listen.
It's a really good.
It's a jam.
Yeah, it's a good tune.
It's a jam. Pre-gaming, it's a jam.
It's a some very smart writing.
It really is.
Yeah,
it's smart writing. That's well put. I mean, who would have thought? Pussy, 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 marijuana. What we talk about combinations of things and putting two things together, like say a Randall Cobb and Aaron Rodgers. pussy and marijuana. It's on that level.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, everyone. Herbie Sachs, Kyle Switzer. As always, here we are for, I guess, season 2 of the podcast.
And we're glad to be together.
Yeah, and for the first time ever, we're in the same room, so that's exciting. So the draft lottery has just come to an end. Of course, me taking home top pick.
Riddled.
Switzer taking home 14th pick. Yeah, so you get the best of both worlds here. You're seeing
no, the best of your world and the worst of mine. Okay,
yeah, continue. You're seeing both ends of the spectrum here, and we're going to discuss what kind of impact this will have on the rest of the season. And a good start for me, but who knows what that means really.
Right. And that
means I'm not picking for 28 picks.
Something like that, yeah.
26 picks.
Yeah, well, a lot of picks. And that really brings us, we have some topics lined up for today and a special guest to come later. So hold on tight, keep your pants on. Keep your pants on. You can get excited. But we have a few topics for today. What I've done in preparation for today is I've looked at the last 5 years of the draft herb. And I've put together some things, and I'm hoping to wow you with a few statistics from the last 5 years of draft.
I'm very excited to hear them. And I should warn you all, if you see us collapse over to this way at some point, that is because the couch we're sitting on is pretty broken. It'll probably happen when we bring in the guests. I would assume that's when the collapse will happen. If it hasn't happened in a few weeks, which means we're pretty much due for a collapse. So don't worry, we're okay.
We'll see. Maybe our guest will really put it through, Well, anyways, speaking of pants on, So anyways, first thing that I want to bring to your attention, because this will lead me into my my second point, but really my first thing is to say, you and Rapage ended up with the first pick. You guys slapped fives on the stream. Super excited. Couldn't be happier. And really the first point is that for the last 5 years in the pool, nobody with a top 2 pick has made the playoffs.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That's the first stat you come up with? That's pretty wild.
I want to start big.
That's pretty insane.
The third pick, and what's funny is the third pick has made the playoffs in each of those years.
Wow.
And every single one of those years, the third pick has made the playoffs.
Including the defending champion.
Right. Last year had the third pick. And, and in 2013, Jusuf had the third pick, came in second, made the finals. But for the last 5 years, all 10 of those people, none of them have had the opportunity to make the playoffs, including in 2015, where just like this year, Rapage had the second pick, missed the playoffs. So here's the hope, and that happens again.
I hope it does happen. I'm ready to break the mold.
I'm saying here's happening, and hoping Rapage doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, screw Rapage.
Yeah, fuck him.
Rapage doesn't deserve to make the playoffs.
I mean, does anyone deserve anything?
Guy forgets his lineup in the finals.
True. I hope that 50, 60, 70, 80 years from now, 86 years from now, it's like the curse of the Bambino, right? It's like the curse of Randall Cobb. And Rapage 80 years from now,
the two-time champion, going for his third championship,
the first
to be the first guy ever to get
I feel like we're rehashing last year's last podcast, but you can't get over it.
Well,
we can't get over it.
We did end last year's first podcast saying that we should name the pool the Cobwist arguments. And we have followed up on that.
Yeah. Thanks to her for watching.
I rewatched. I didn't watch the whole. It was 40 minutes. I watched the last 3.
And by the way, for those folks, this is video that we're doing now, but we'll release this in audio as well. Watch it on your morning drive. Listen, I should say, on your morning drive. That's what we're looking for. We're stepping up the notch technologically.
Yeah, we got a microphone.
We got a microphone. Yeah.
This.
If you're listening to the audio version, watch the video version for the microphone.
It is the Meteor mic by Samson.
If you're wanting to start your own thing.
It's good.
Competing arguments podcast.
I guess I'm giving a plug to Samson right now. I don't really need to do that.
Unpaid endorsement.
Oh, maybe they'll watch. Love it.
But it's an unpaid endorsement.
Yeah.
But that's just the best.
Well, shout out to Samson for giving us good sound quality.
See, but my concern is that someone in the pool, Claire, for example, Claire and Simon get together to create their own competing arguments pool podcast.
Oh, look, you got a sports broadcasting student, an aspiring broadcaster in your own right.
True.
You do a very good job. If Pooh and Cock want to make their own, Simon and Claire, if they want to make their own podcast, competing podcast,
yeah.
I'd listen.
I'd listen.
Maybe one day we'll get one of those.
We plan to have a lot more guests on this year. Okay. So I do want to bring it into my second point, which I think is as interesting as my first. And I kind of brushed on this, but the 3rd and the 4th pick in the draft have made the playoffs in each of the last 4 years.
Wow. Both of them.
Both the 3rd and 4th have made the playoffs each of the last 4 years.
Wow.
5 years ago, the 3rd did, and the 4th, Rapage, did not. Listen, just saying, we're breaking the stats down today. And it's interesting to look at those last 5 years of statistics and see, where everyone falls, your reaction.
It's pretty surprising. All in all, I think
because the first pick's usually
this has to boil down to some sort of coincidence, but I guess it doesn't really.
5 years.
If you're picking in 3rd and 4th, you're getting maybe a guy just as solid as a 1st or 2nd pick, maybe a tiny hair below, but you're getting a better 2nd round pick. So it kind of makes sense. Plus that 3rd round pick is coming early. So it makes sense. Would I trade the 1st pick for the 3rd or 4th pick knowing that? No.
Yeah, of course not. That'd be foolish.
Yeah.
I mean,
but would it really? If we're going analytics,
and we're talking numbers, and this is just a random throwaway here, but I mean, in the last 5 years, so you look at let's look at the last 2 picks, right? 2016, the 14th pick, Chargers makes the playoffs. 2015, 13th pick, Chargers makes the playoffs.
Chargers has lots of
2014, the lowest ranking person with the pick was the 12th pick in the draft. O-Dog makes the playoffs. 13, the 13th pick, Yasta makes the playoffs. And 12, the 13th pick, Fearburners makes the playoffs. So my point is,
who had 13-14 last year?
13-14 last year, Fearburners and Chargers. Chargers made the playoffs, came in 3rd place in the pool.
And Fearburners is right on the
last year's kind of fucked because last year the 11th, 12th, and 14th pick made the playoffs. But so I think that really my point being,
and the Jays lose on a walk-off home run by Francisco Lindor as we speak.
And Ravage believes that he will be suspended this year for steroids.
Not Lindor. That's Abraham Almonte.
Oh, sorry. Throwing accusations around that are unfair. My apologies. He's been railing about it, the steroids.
Francisco Lindor is a good player. Anyways, we're getting off track.
That's how it goes. That's disappointing. 1 second. 5 seconds silence. Yeah.
Blow it up! Blow it up!
It's really hard. Anyhow, I think what my point is that the draft order means nothing.
I don't think it means much, but that number 3 and 4 stat is pretty staggering. Like, if we're talking 5 years in a row, that's pretty good track record. And also 4 years in a row without a top 1 or 2 pick.
5 years in a row. That's 5 years in a row, no top pick. 4 years in a row, 3rd and 4th make club. And this leads me into my 3rd topic of conversation. And that is how that was crashed. Yeah, you're right. How the draft order was picked. And if you'd cede the floor to me for a moment, Herb, I'm disappointed. I think that, last year you changed the draft to being a live stream. And
The draft.
The draft lottery.
Yeah, yeah.
Draft lottery is being a live stream.
Yeah.
And just for your for you folks out there, me and her plan to live stream Google Hangout our draft this year. I just sprung that on him, but it's true.
I'll be glad. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll live stream ourselves
during the draft. I'm gonna lose
draft.
a lot of attention and probably screw up.
You don't have to, because you don't have to have the window up. You don't have to look at
yourself. That's true. That's great.
So that's what we're gonna do this year. And
like
you know
that.
what? Ideally, as many people as want on the Hangout.
There's gonna be all that. There's gonna be a lot of downtime where I'm like, shit, I'm 4 picks away.
Those are the interesting moments.
Yeah.
So that's a plan this year.
Are we gonna do it together? Are we gonna be together?
No, it'll flip back and forth. I need my focus. And it'll be interesting when Maggie comes in the room and it's like last year, just the inside story. Last year, I traded Demaryius Thomas midseason, got a lot of pushback from Danielle. She really likes Demaryius Thomas. And earlier today, when I said we were doing the draft lottery today, she said, "Can I help you with the draft this year?" I said, "No, I lost last year." And she said, "That's your fault. You traded Demaryius."
I'll tell you, Maggie would say, Demaryius? What kind of name is that? She doesn't know shit. Maggie doesn't know anything.
She enjoys the name Demaryius.
Maggie likes Tavon Austin because he's small.
Because he's small.
She doesn't really like Tavon Austin. I made that up.
Same reason she likes you. Anyhow.
Small in height.
Right?
Fuck out of here. Our guest is giving away who the guest is. But
so back to my point. I believe that if it was not live streamed this year, you would have stopped it. You would have re-recorded without that mishap with the 14th pick that you and Rapage made. And with that, we do want to. You want to go get? Okay, give it a minute. But I really believe that you would not have. You would have stopped and you would have re-recorded if it was not live.
Mishap wasn't a real mishap.
It was a mishap.
No one knows who's in those 2 pages. You know, that guy easily could go from 14 to 0. It also could go from 14 to 7. It could go
wait, did you say 0?
14 to 1. Sorry, 1.
Who has the 0 pick?
You know what I mean?
No, you know what? I know that this is part of you having 0 credibility. And I believe that the draft was riddled this year. And I'm not impressed. I mean, here you go. You pick 2 names out of a hat. I'll ask John Zach. John Zach, this is a call to you. Can you do the math?
The resident
odds of Kyle Switzer, the 2 Switzers in the pool, having the bottom 2 picks, period, and versus like if they fucked it up. Like, what were the odds that was the 2 names in your hand when Rapage picked it out of the hat?
I will tell you this. After the two names came out and went back into the hat,
right?
The probability of one of those names,
John, can we get some math?
Names,
John, it's a call out to you.
Same thing.
It's a call out to John Zach. He's my guy. He's my math guy. I like, as a weekly segment on the pool podcast pool, to give John Zach a math assignment. And my math assignment, I want to know about the probability.
And you know that John Zach is one of the diehard listeners.
He is a good listener.
This guy's probably watching live right now.
Shout out to John Zach.
Do little comments.
I didn't pop
up with little.
They would, but we didn't tell anybody we were live streaming today.
Didn't.
No, we didn't tell anybody. We just started doing this.
Nah, we gotta do that in the future. If we do the show at the same time every week,
right?
We could get like questions filtering in.
I would propose the same time either a Tuesday night or a Monday as soon as Monday Night Football's over.
That's too late.
It's late, I know, and I don't like to stay up that late, but I would.
If Monday Night Football was more exciting, maybe I would. But it's shit.
So a Tuesday evening.
Yeah,
a Tuesday evening.
What is that? Is going on? I think it's time to bring in our guest. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the first ever guest to the Arguments podcast. The guy who's the subject of much ridicule since the end of last season.
The guy who said he would never listen to this.
Yeah, and now he's a guest, and he's probably gonna get, you know what? I gotta hand it to him. It's pretty brave to come on this show after what happened last year.
We really gave him a hard time.
We gave him a hard time, but here he is, and now he's gonna get a hard time in person. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kyle Rapage.
Kyle Rapage, what are you doing?
He had a prop, but he lost it. So we're waiting a second. Here he is.
Let me hold the floor for a minute while we wait for him. I don't like this guy. Wow. Wow. And for those of you that are listening to the audio, he is a dickhead.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively is.
How's it going, guys?
Cut out a piece of paper. Was that whose head?
Is that Randall Cobb's
Whose head was that?
John Madden's
That's
head.
John Madden's head.
John
The shape of
Madden's
it.
penis head.
And I'll give him a shout out because I think he did a hell of a job cutting it out. He really cut it out well. He cut out perfect shape to the point where John Madden's head, the white hair, is a perfect shape of the head of the penis. And he's wearing it on his hat as a dickhead. Your comments. I'll cede the floor to you.
Oh no, I'm just excited to be here. You know, I was planning first on coming in with my pants off because you said hold your pants on when you're awake.
Keep your pants on, guys. Got Rapids.
So actually, you know,
no, keep your pants on.
Let's get to business here. Rapids picking second in the upcoming draft. Your reaction to getting that slot?
I'm pumped, man. That was it was a good lottery, and my dick's falling off, man.
What is your?
But
Do you have any sort of rebuttal to what Swisser has claimed has happened here?
You know,
It was you that picked them.
It was you. I would never have done that.
I think you know, I just think it's how the cookie crumbles, you know?
That's a bullshit.
It's
no, that's bullshit. Tell me something real. Don't use a fucking cliche. Tell me something real.
Well, pussy marijuana. Okay, your pussy, your marijuana. That's the first thing I wanted to say. It's like
I've just realized right now, and I'm sorry to all the listeners at home, we haven't recorded this audio.
Oh my God.
So this is going to be a full.
No, it's
video.
okay. No, it's okay. You can convert the YouTube to MP3.
Yeah, and then okay.
And we'll make it work.
So there will be an audio version of this.
Right now, people just can't hear us.
No, they can hear.
They can hear everything we're saying.
Okay,
anyways,
so
cut that out. Can you edit that out?
Yeah, okay, let's pause.
Hold the applause.
Yeah, so edit that out. Okay, keep going. Go. The video people know the message.
The video people will know that. If you want the behind the scenes, you watch the video. If you want the produced, you'll listen.
All right, and back into it. Go.
So I from listening in, you guys had a couple of very interesting points about the 2 and 3 making the playoffs. 3 and 4 making the playoffs every year. But like Switzer said before, it's really it depends on how much work you've done before the draft and just who's available. You know, you have to know your stuff, but realistically, it's a crapshoot, and it's all luck. Like if it's not luck when you take a guy like John Rocker in like the 5th round, but
you're talking injury wise.
Can I? So now that we have our Rapids, our guest on the podcast, and all these are my notes, please. I want to bring another stat in that's pertaining to Team Rapids.
Okay, let's do
For
it.
the last 5 years, Team Rapids has picked in the top 5.
Yeah.
Every single year.
Every year.
The 4th pick, the 2nd pick, the 4th pick, the 5th pick, and the 4th pick in order for going in reverse order, 2016 back to 2012.
And of course, last year, that 4th pick meeting up with the 3rd pick in the finals, which shows even more evidence towards that 3-4 pick being the best slot. So as you were saying before, they met up in the finals. Really, the 4 pick should have won, the 3rd pick won, but either way, that seems like.
And so it's interesting because I think anybody who's a casual fan of the pool, you know, casual fan of the pool, not someone
who could be a casual fan,
you know, Ryan Sachs is.
I'll put the fear boners.
Yeah,
the fear boners.
Ari.
Fear boners is a casual fan.
Yeah. Okay. Any casual fan. But
who else would be casual?
But I think there are only few.
I think everyone else is pretty hardcore.
Go in depth the way we might. Might say like Rapids, he's always got a good team. He's always at the top of the pool. Well, he's always got a top draft pick. And I would say that there's one man every year that's picked the names out of the hat.
Yeah,
he has yet. We've done it through video. You can see there's no fishiness going on. I've always been there. Look, this year was an honest mistake. We announced number 8 twice. That's because we get carried away talking about stupid shit. Yeah, exactly. Imitating the people whose faces are on the pole or whatever.
Where's John Madden with the dick hole missing?
Right, our guest is leaving us to find that.
I want to see it.
While you're at it, bring over Buck Martinez and Randall Cobb.
I mean, but I'm just saying, I think it's a lot of bullshit. And I just think that you told me a story, okay? And I said, this is going behind the curtain here a little bit. But you told me
this is probably from about 10, 11 years ago.
Of a year where you guys, you drew it first. This is perfect. if you're watching the video, you can see the dick hole in the middle. That's actually pretty legit. Well done. I think that you told me a story about a time you fucked up the draft, that you pulled the names and you pulled the same name twice. Is that right?
The 14th pick and the 12th pick were both elite.
And
luckily, it happened early in the draft. We stopped it. We did it all again. I don't know what.
And nobody knew about that.
Year.
Nobody knew about that till today. Till I pulled the curtain back.
And now everyone knows.
Right.
But it was about 11 years ago, long before the years of the dream team of Nasser and Garrett and all that shit that came with those guys. This might have even been before the ESPN year. A long time ago.
I'm just saying, to me, in my mind.
But now it's live.
That I won.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is that if it wasn't live, I feel you would have gone back and re-recorded.
No, not at that point.
No.
If we fully fucked up, maybe.
You did fully fuck up.
No, but we pretty much did start recording. But like again, because we put it back in and shook it up again.
It's true. We just
so that's the exact same thing.
Yeah, but back then there was a little less.
Little less honesty.
No, I would say
little less clarity.
It might have been
transparency.
It might have even been the first year of a lottery being at all put on. Before that, it was just random draft order. You'd log on and you'd see your pick.
Yeah, that's not fun.
That might have been the first year that we fucked it up, but it didn't really cause anyone to not.
I'm for transparency at the top, and I'm upset. And you know what? I'm not upset with having the 14th pick. I'm not.
It's better than
I feel
7th, 8th, or 9th.
I feel like there's a lot of things I can do with the 14th pick.
For sure.
And there's
especially
things I can
now in the league, the running backs.
And I
many running backs
can
going
make
up
things
first
happen.
round.
And I'm very confident that I'll be back at the top. I believe myself to be the winningest franchise in this pool.
And you get so many running backs that go in the first round that get hurt.
I do. I believe myself to be the winningest franchise in this pool. You laughed at that.
There's
three of us right here.
Three of us that have won too.
I don't think you guys have made the championship as much as I have.
Well,
I've been in the playoffs
between
as
the
much
three
as
of
anybody, I think.
Between the three of us sitting on this couch, there's 35 plus years of pool experience, 6 championships.
Years.
Yes.
We're not even 35.
Yeah,
let's
you add 11, 12
it's the
together.
14th year of the pool.
True. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I'm taking a pee break.
Okay, since we're going to take a break, so now it's just the Herbie and Athens show. We stopped getting ridiculed for fucking up the draft.
Yeah, so let's get to the draft topics, like actually talking about the draft. Like
the upcoming draft.
You have the first pick. What are you thinking right now?
Like immediately, as you heard on the draft lottery show, I can actually talk about this because really all you can't tell me who you're after, because then I could steal it. I know that you're thinking Le'Veon Bell, though. I think I'm leaning towards David Johnson. Seems like the obvious number one pick at this point. It's always scary to go. I find it scary to go with a running back, because the injuries that happen to running backs are much more frequent than what you get from a wide receiver. But there's no way I'm going with Odell Beckham or Antonio Brown number one. So
yeah, see, like with me, I'm probably like at this point. Well, at this point, I'm going to be taking a Steeler at the second pick. That's I want to take Le'Veon on Bell, but I don't love taking running backs with with my first pick. So that's something that really is something I'll have to think about. So yeah, I want to take Le'Veon, but I might take Antonio in the end, because there's three wide receivers, two running backs. That's something that I think about too.
Okay, well, Rapids, now that we have you here, last year on the show, in the last episode of the show, we said how great it would be to get you and Claire together on the show as guests. So obviously Claire, guy's getting married in 2 weeks. I could call him right now, but he's getting married in 2 weeks. Him and his fiance having a special night. Maybe they're even watching this right now. I don't know. But they seem to be busy. They did. Claire actually did call right after the lottery saying we fucked up with the picks because we announced the numbers 5 pick, then right to the number 3. But that's because we announced number 8 twice. The draft was totally fine. But we said that we did want to have you on the show, so we can really get to the nitty gritty, I should say, of what happened in the finals last year. Randall Cobb in the starting lineup, injured. Both receivers on the bench. Both put up enough points for you to win the pool. Take me through that Sunday morning. What happened, Rapage?
It's quite simple, but actually at the same time, I don't even want to talk about it because like I have no one but to blame other than myself. I was up early, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was home pretty late at night. I didn't turn on my computer. I didn't look at it. I thought I knew that Cobb was questionable, and last I heard, which was on around it was Friday. And I heard that he was more likely to play than not, and then things changed. And
well, interestingly, though, the week before, Randall Cobb was in your lineup and didn't play either.
And I won that week.
Weeks in a row and got lucky.
That's why I thought he was definitely gonna scoot back in here.
I'm scooting back in.
Well, it's an interesting thing. And,
but I'm not blaming anybody else.
If this happened in the last week of the regular season. If this happened in the last week of the regular season and you cost somebody a playoff spot,
you could be where Ralph Wilson is right now.
Maybe Ralph Wilson kind of wanted out anyway, but like a Nasser and Garrett situation, people would be calling for your head. This would have been a big situation. Now I know your commitment to the pool, so I know.
And the funny thing is, everybody does.
Everybody does. And by fucking over only yourself, you get lucky in the fact that no one really cares. They just
if that happened to someone, what I would say
you would feel terrible.
I'd feel terrible, but I'd say
worse than you feel.
I'd say give me $1,000 of your money, and I'll make it $2,000 in the playoffs. That's what I would say. So yeah. That's what I would say about that.
So if you screw someone over, you get $1,000 of their money.
Yeah, and then
I'll give them $1,000.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I don't understand. I don't understand what this does.
I would bet for them to make their money back. So that's what I would do.
From beginning to end, I'm not impressed with you. And I'll just say that.
From beginning to end, it just ends.
No, from beginning to end.
Just end.
Yeah, ended the pool last year to the beginning of the pool this year.
Okay. So it's the end to the beginning.
Yeah. I'm not impressed with you.
Okay.
And I say shame. Shame on you, sir.
Fair enough.
And I say shameless.
What does that mean?
It means what it's
no shame. He shows no shame. This year, Rapids will be picking number 2. And the team that he lost to in the finals, no suit for you.
I reached out to Claire to ask him if he could be a guest. He said he can't right now.
He can't right now, as we suspected. But number 12 pick will go to the defending champion, no suit for you. But that spot obviously is a mystery at this point.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, and that's the thing. So I had the 14th pick. So what do I do? What do I do to prepare? Nothing.
In terms of preparation, there's not much you can do. You
never know.
Well, those mock drafts are bullshit anyway.
I want to see who's projected
because I'll give you. Can I give you some inside information that as a good friend and brother of Team Shaq, good friend and brother. I put friend first. I think that's important, and I think that's important.
It's very nice.
And I know nobody does more draft preparation. Nobody does more mock drafts than Team Shaq. And nobody has worse results.
Well, now that we're on Team Shaq, because this is interesting that you say that. Is Team Shaq, this his primary?
We're brothers, yeah.
Is this his primary pool?
Yes.
Wow. So all that draft prep comes for this pool.
See, what you might not know about him is he has very few friends.
Is he watching this?
He probably will listen.
Well, I'm his friend. I like him.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, we don't hang out that much.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean. You know, and my point being is that you know.
Well, I know one of his good friends. One of his good friends, Ben Fagan, doesn't believe in fantasy.
Is that right?
Does not.
That's right, because he doesn't want to cheer against the Packers in any such way. Is that right?
Anyway,
yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's how I felt. He's a Packer. This is off topic, not to do with the pool, but this is an interesting football league. I had always heard that Ben Fagan had a strategy when it came to pick'em pools, that he always picked against the Packers, so at least he won either way.
And I always pick for the Rams, and that's it. That's
Is that true about Ben Fagan? Do you know?
I don't know that. I know that he doesn't believe in fantasy football. I also know that watching football at his house on a Sunday, you're not allowed to cheer.
You're not allowed to cheer.
You can't cheer. You can't be like, yeah, no, none of that.
Why is that?
They don't like it. The Fagans don't like cheering.
The whole family?
You watch the fucking game, enjoy the game, don't cheer. No one gives a shit about what you're rooting for.
Is he even going to watch this?
No, he's not going to watch this.
But it's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Okay,
I could tell him to watch it. I'm sure.
So while I'm gathering the information,
I don't think he'd make it this far in the podcast.
Right. Yeah.
At 14, you are projected to get Jordy Nelson. which you're probably not going to take. But it's. I love it.
I don't take white guys in the first round. That's a rule. I try not to take white guys in the first round.
Okay, so here I'm
trying to think right now of a white guy that
who's the 14th ranked black guy.
Well, white guys could go before.
That's why I want to know.
They're
Not in the first round. What about Tom Brady?
Quarterbacks? Of course, quarterbacks don't.
The top 13 players are all black.
Okay.
Yeah,
top 13?
Yeah, and then you have Jordy Nelson, but then DeMarco Murray, Michael Thomas.
DeMarco Murray is my
the
pick.
next
DeMarco Murray from the Herb Heroes.
The next white guy after Jordy Nelson is Christian McCaffrey at 23.
That is so unbelievable.
At 23.
It's a sad state of affairs. Colin Kaepernick does not appreciate it.
Oh
or does he appreciate it?
Well, he will not be playing.
Okay, so sir, I'm gonna give you a couple of names.
I don't think he appreciates it. I don't think he appreciates it.
So, okay. Well, of course, I'll leave Jordy Nelson out.
Hopefully, a future employer doesn't look this up and mark this.
I'm not being racist.
No, we're not being racist at all.
I love black people.
Me too. Love them.
Me too.
I just don't know that many of them, though.
Okay.
All the ones I know we're great friends.
Okay, so you got
ask. You know,
listen.
There's some females that had some relations.
I'm the guest. I'm trying to get to the point. These guys are just yippering and yammering over here.
I believe that Colin Kaepernick is being blackballed from the NFL.
Absolutely. He can't even get a backup quarterback position.
He's great. They Tampa Bay signs Ryan Fitzpatrick. Are you fucking kidding me?
And who's the other? Blaine Gabbert got a job.
Blaine Gabbert got a job.
Who was Colin Kaepernick on the same team last year?
Who would you take out of these guys? DeMarco Murray or Devontae Freeman?
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we got we're watching the baseball highlights.
Player on Houston. I don't even know who that is.
That was McHugh. He made his first start of the year.
Yeah, he fouls off a Darren O'Day pitch right into his face.
Oh, that wasn't Colin McHugh.
That's ugly.
That was ugly.
That's
Anyways. What was the question, Michael
Thomas,
Devontae Freeman, Michael Thomas, or DeMarco Murray?
So
funny you say that. Based on your Randall Cobb talk before, Michael Thomas is actually the guy who cost me the pool last year. I decided to sit Michael Thomas.
He's gonna have a monster
in the semifinals. He had a huge week. I would have won that and moved to the finals.
This is the perfect point of why having the 14th pick sucks. 3 fucking choices.
Well, Jay Ajayi's ranked,
but I guess I could take 2 of those 3 black guys.
Yeah. Jay Ajayi's 13.
DeMarco Murray was in that.
Yeah,
DeMarco Murray's a solid player. Had a great year last year.
Yeah, but now Henry's going to get a lot of carries this year.
Devontae Freeman also good. You know, Michael Thomas is the. I would go with one of his running backs. But if you have 2 picks,
I have 2 picks.
But there's also guys like
two black guys are better than 1 black guy and 1 white guy.
Dez Bryant's ranked 19. Yo, Dez is ranked 19.
Actually, here's trivia question of the day. Speaking of the black-white thing, asked white running back to rush for 1,000 yards.
Peyton Hillis.
Yes.
Ah!
Nicely done.
That was a nice one.
Nicely done. I did not think you would get that.
Madden cover Peyton Hillis. The only good white running back in the last 12 years.
Peyton Hillis.
And he was good for about a year.
I got one too.
Wow.
Did
you expect that to get
it? No, I did not think you would get it.
How this one? The last white guy to throw for 1,000 yards.
1,000 yards.
All of the quarterbacks last year, except
the last
black
one.
ones.
The last one.
All of them.
All of them.
No, that's not the. I want the last one to get 1,000.
Probably Blaine Gabbert. He's probably the last.
Hey, there we go.
He was probably the last 1,000 yards.
Right. Blaine Gabbert. There we go. They're 1 for 1. Look at that.
Good. Okay,
the other guys probably got to 1,000 way.
Now I have to come up with a trivia question.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It has to do with race relations, though. That is key.
I don't know.
We've gone down a path here, boys.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna bow out here due to danger and in my future of
future broadcasting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's guys at the bottom though that are like Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins, Todd Gurley, Doug Baldwin, Dez Bryant. So all those guys are lower.
Cooper.
Yeah.
All solid guys, I would think back there.
Isn't it crazy?
And you're gonna get 2 of those.
What about? Okay, I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna do. If you could hold the floor, Herbie. I'm gonna. Yeah, the dick. I got it stuck in my hand. I'm gonna try to take a look at last year's.
What?
He's playing with the dick.
I'm jerking off the dick.
Okay, I'm gonna try to. Yeah, is this worse or better than the black white relations.
What, me jerking off a dick into Rapich's face?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with they're pretty on the same part.
Wow, Rob Gronkowski went from a first rounder last year to rank 30th, 29th this year.
So
Rob Gronkowski was the reason my team faltered last year with his injury late in the year. The having Brady Gronkowski combination was huge for me throughout the year.
Wow,
even with a Brady, yes.
There aren't very many running backs this year. That's very interesting.
And that's a product of last year, what we saw, right? Running backs are
so first round picks last year. How many first round picks last year? Like I want to go through the first round picks of last year.
The first round of last year is one of the most ridiculous first rounds ever.
Why do you say that?
Because there are more wide receivers taken very early.
No one was good. No one was good in the top 20 picks last year.
All right, so I'm gonna read you out the first.
It is true.
I'm gonna read you out the first round.
I thought Julio with the fourth pick.
Okay, he was good.
And Odell was before.
First overall pick, Antonio Brown to Terrible Towel.
Okay,
he wasn't
will be a first round pick again.
Yeah, he had an okay year. He had a decent year.
Second round overall, Adrian Peterson to Team Juice Up will not be a first round pick.
Terrible.
No. Okay. Odell Beckham Jr., no suit for you, will be a first round pick. I you imagine. Julio Jones Rapid will be. David Johnson O-Dog will not be. Todd Gurley to Rams Zone. More than likely will not.
I'm not going to take him first.
You think it'll be a first round pick?
Do you think you can get him on the way back?
You think it'll be a first
I shouldn't even talk about this. I would love that.
Do you think it'll be a first round pick?
No, he shouldn't be.
I don't think. No.
Not on a team that can't throw the ball, so they can't run the ball either.
Pick 7, and probably the reason for his eventual standings here. Team Shaq took DeAndre Hopkins. Had a pretty crappy year.
Hey, but they have a quarterback, don't they?
Doesn't matter.
Pick 8.
It does matter.
Pick 8. Team Switzer took AJ Green.
Okay.
Pick 9. This is kind of crazy, but I don't know.
CJ Anderson.
Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson to Team Aston.
He had a bad year, but he had a great year the year before.
Pick 10. I don't think will be a first round pick. Brandon Marshall.
Wow. Gray.
Gray. Pick 11. Rob Gronkowski to Herbie. Pick 12, Ezekiel Elliott to Blunt Force Trauma.
Great pick.
Pick 11, Lamar Miller to...
He was okay.
And then listen to this. This is a good one. Pick 14 to the Chargers, Keenan Allen.
Allen.
He went down with an ACL.
He then took Le'Veon Bell on the
Would he go down with an ACL in the third game of the season?
He took Le'Veon Bell right away.
Wow.
But look, he took Keenan Allen. The next picks are Le'Veon Bell, Brandon Cooks, Jordy Nelson, Des Bryant, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Freeman. Those are the next picks after, all way better. So I think that brings me back to my main point, and I really do think we should probably wrap it up at some point.
Yeah.
This is going to 1 o'clock, I heard.
Which is to say that this is all a crapshoot. And if you think you know what you're doing coming into this, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah, well, you can have a plan, but then realistically, that plan is going to be gone after the first round.
Everyone is one injury away from being done, right? That's it, right? You're going to pick a guy in the first round, and that guy could be great, but then he can get hurt. And that's what happens every year.
Every year.
You look at Adrian Peterson last year.
Right.
You look at Keenan Allen. There's 2 first-round picks that were done within 3-4 weeks out for the year. And that's the end of a season for anyone.
So, we watch the draft lottery. We get excited or we get upset. But does it really matter?
No.
It doesn't matter. Rapids?
No.
I think it
might matter for you.
No, you know what I think? I think it matters.
Because
no, it doesn't matter. Well, doesn't matter.
Okay, the 14th pick, you get 2 in a row. But realistically, you just don't really know who's.
No, I agree.
I mean,
14th pick
compared to the first or second.
Let me check my notes here. The 14th pick has made the playoffs once in the last 5 years. That was last year.
But you look at this, right? And the first and second pick haven't made the playoffs at all. See, look, I picked David Johnson first overall.
He gets injured.
Week 1, he tears his ACL out for the year. My season's done because my next best player is not good. Right?
So we can spend here, we could talk all night, but does it really matter? Probably not.
There's no science to it.
No. So do your mock drafts, right? Figure out your shit.
And throw them in the garbage after, because they don't mean crap.
Especially because you're gonna have assholes that go and pick
you might end up a dickhead like
Tavon Austin first overall in one of those fucking mock drafts, and I keep going back to Tavon Austin. Let's get out of here.
You have a thing for him.
No, he gets paid so fucking much to be terrible.
I thought it was because of his size that you like.
No, Maggie likes him because of his size. And I just made that up. Maggie doesn't know who Tavon Austin is or anyone. She knows who Tom Brady is.
Danielle knows one NFL player, Demaryius Thomas. That is the beginning and end of it.
Demaryius, go, Demaryius, go, Demaryius. And that's
pussy, vagina.
Yeah, pussy, marijuana. I wanna smoke weed every day, and I'm gonna eat that pussy. Period, comma, pause.
Hold the applause.
Everyone, that's it for the Draft Lottery edition of the Arguments podcast. We're going to be back every week. Rapage won't. Maybe sometimes he'll make an appearance, but it will be me and Switzer every week for the rest of the season. The next episode will be coming the day after Labor Day, I would think. Maybe even on Labor Day, right after the draft.
Good post-draft.
Maybe even that, as you spoke, the live draft stream.
Live draft stream.
Also good idea. So we will see you then. I think that's September 4th, September 5th. Glad to have you with us. Switzer, it's been a pleasure as always. Thank you very much, Kyle Rapage. Thank you to Andy Milanakis and the Pussy Marijuana theme song. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody. Now the awkward moment when I try to stop it.